every day, but I don't listen to that because I know it's right because my crew tells me it's right and I respect them. How come they keep saying Def Jam all through that, all through these reviews? There's no mention of Roc-A-Fella, there's no mention of us putting together the tour. It's all Def Jam. You're telling me exactly why I don't really fuck with Def Jam. Because every time we get next to y'all, they get the credit. We own our own company and we look like artists.
Dame Dash is one of those names you've probably seen around, but you may not know what he truly does. Or you're well aware of what he does, but see him as an icon of the past, not the present. To keep it short, he's a name that pops up semi-regularly, and he's usually sharing a story about something that happens with an artist. Whether it be how a song was made, who met who and when, etc. He's got more than a few stories. He also is someone people often cite as a mogul, and he recently made headlines for going broke as of late. Considering all this, he's still someone that has always spoken his mind, no matter what, and we're looking at some of these heated moments. Dame Dash tells it how it is. You don't get to the level Dame Dash got to by being passive. In this clip from 1999, Dame is trying to stress the significance of having Roc-A-Fella artists wearing Def Jam jackets while on tour. Originally, Roc-A-Fella had a distribution deal with Def Jam, but this video makes it clear that the partnership did not stay intact.
All of a sudden, this Def Jam jackets with names on all over the tour. Damn it. That is weak, man. You ain't been doing that. Everybody wants a jacket. You want to do something, make a motherfucking like tour jacket. We don't want that shit. No, why do I need Beanie Mac and Memphis Bleak wearing a Def Jam jacket? They on Roc-A-Fella. All of a sudden, niggas got jackets with their names on and on our tour. It makes it look like a Def Jam tour. Wait a second. All right, look, you're the president of the company, right? So that means you're smart. Am I right? So don't sit there and play dumb. Now, wait. If everybody on this tour has a Def Jam jacket on, what would be the general perception of this when people just walking around and don't know nothing? What would it look like?
Everybody on the tour has Def Jam jacket. People would think it's Def Jam.
So then, knowing this, why would you be extra sensitive about giving everybody Def Jam jackets on this tour? Why? You're president, now you know. So either you're real smart or you're real dumb. It's one or the other. And I'm not gonna say that you're real dumb. I'm gonna say you're real smart. So you know better. It's like y'all putting motherfucking Def Jam presents the Def Jam's Hard Knock Life on Russell Simmons show. That was love. How is that a mistake?
From the mistakes.
How is that a mistake?
Because Russell does not look at every single thing that comes.
He doesn't. I'm sorry to say, Russell, the person that Timon owns doesn't know that this is not his tour. He don't know that?
No, he knows that.
So wait, all right, the people at his company don't know that?
Right, maybe not.
Maybe not. If that's the case, that means the general public don't know that. The thing I told them when I came in is that we don't want to get overshadowed by Def Jam's name, by Russell Simmons, and by your logo. I was guaranteed to win, and it's exactly the opposite. And you're not doing nothing to stop it. You know how you do? You give everybody Def Jam jackets. That's bull.
Like we partners.
We're not partners.
That's stupid for you to say that.
We ain't partners.
What are we?
Y'all cut us checks. Y'all got 25%, and what's the name has another 25%. So y'all not equal partners. You don't think I know that?
Yeah, what do you mean?
You and Polly gonna split 50%.
Absolutely.
All right, so y'all not partners. You got a quarter. You're a quarter order. That's it.
In this clip, it seems like once again, Dame is setting things straight between the behavior of Def Jam and Roc-A-Fella. He's chewing out the executives for having a meeting about Jay-Z without him. He speaks to several people directly as they try to excuse themselves from the room, and he lets them know he doesn't want them in the room anyway.
That's why shit is f***ed up, because y'all stay trying to do that. Y'all should have called Damon Dash and said, you want the whole thing to hear it? Keep the door open, I don't give a f***. Y'all should have called Damon Dash, make sure I was privy to it, and make sure I was CC'd or whatever. You don't send an email randomly at 10:30 at night or whatever it is at night, the day we all had to wait. That shit don't fly right. That shit is f***ed up. And on another level, it's not for y'all to go. Y'all do not control any of my artists. That's why I'm asking questions. Everybody looking dumb in the face. So what was we doing? What was we talking about in terms of the day? Let me know.
Why don't we just call the meeting?
Why?
Because you know what it's like.
Why?
Damon, no one.
Why? Who cares? Why? We all here. Why now you want to call a meeting?
Because you know no one needs to sit here and be.
No one is, so then get the f out. I don't give a f. Then get out. This is not about you. We're gonna do something about Jay. We're gonna do it together. All right then, but why you didn't call me? You want to make excuses? You can talk all you want. This is treacherous. I'm telling you. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this shit. And go get Leor. You always leave when you ain't got shit to f***ing say. This nigga just got sued for this bullshit. Same kind of shit. Y'all better stop f***ing with me. Y'all gonna get your man in some trouble, I'm telling you. So if y'all wanna talk about Jay, if there was an agenda, let's go through it.
Nah, we're gonna reschedule, man.
What the f*** you mean you're gonna reschedule?
We're gonna reschedule, man.
What you mean you're gonna reschedule? You get the f*** out. Come on. Look, y'all heard now that Roc-A-Fella said no months ago, you're not a leader. You don't know about my culture. Get the f*** out. You don't know about Jay. Get the f*** out, Randy Acker. That's why all artists kick your f***ing ass anyway.
Excuse me?
That's why you stay getting punched in your face by other artists, not by Dame Dash, but other people, because you don't respect my culture. That's why. That's why you've been smacked. Not by me, by other people. Get out of here. Beat it. No one needs you. Get out. Clear samples.
As the room continues to clear, Dame gets told to chill out, but of course, he doesn't want to diffuse. He wants answers to his questions.
Just like I thought. What you mean bullshit? The f*** that niggas having meetings about my artist without calling me?
Get off the board.
It ain't no bullshit.
Get off the board.
It ain't no bullshit. Man, look, y'all look, everybody here is ashamed of y'all. Who wants to work under a coward?
You don't have to.
Coward. You're cowards.
You ain't no coward.
You're cowards. Let's go back to our office. Y'all want to have a meeting about Jay? Y'all call me.
Go meet at your office.
You're interfering with the way I deal with my artists.
No, we're not.
That's illegal. Yes, it
Handle
is.
your business. That's all.
What you mean handle your business? What do you mean by that?
Just handle it.
What do you mean?
Just handle it.
I'm saying, what do you mean by handle your business? Yo, you a clown, man.
Whatever. Come on.
You a clown, or you're a
Anybody else?
clown.
Y'all got to handle your business.
Unfortunately for Dame, it would come to the light later that Jay is the one who purposely scheduled the meeting without his knowledge. In this clip from 2017, Dame addresses the news media and is letting them know he doesn't like how they're doing their jobs. Consider he's looking at the big picture in this scenario, which comes from how they're covering him. He does have a fair point here. However, it also must be pointed out that he doesn't really give the people the chance to answer his inquiries, as he's already mentally planned his response, no matter what they say.
How come you never talk about the positive stuff?
Because
I'm black? Because you're a Republican? Why? So why when you're covering the court case, you don't go just the court case, you talk about the history of what you've written about before. So how come you don't speak about the good stuff? Why don't you guys ever write about the good stuff about a black man? Why? Because you're a racist Republican paper. That's why. And I know it's killing you that Obama's in office. I know it's killing you. And I know it's killing you that you went to college to write for a paper that's not credible. Period. So why is it that you don't talk about the good stuff? Ever, not today. Why don't you ever talk about the good stuff? Why do I have to be going crazy because I'm asking you a question instead of you guys asking me? Why am I crazy for that?
Because that's our job.
That's not that your job is to report bad things about other people for money. But you don't ask questions about the positive stuff. Why not?
Because we're covering what's happening.
So why don't you cover what's happening? You know you don't. You talk about other things other than that. You always talk about things that you perceive as bad. You never talk about things that are good. Why not? And then when you do, you try to downplay it. Why don't you say he has art galleries around the world? He has independently owned companies that do well over $50 million. He employs at least 10 people at any given time. How come you never say that? Why? Just as many people that are going to see this are going to see you. Yes, trust me. I'm going to make sure of that. Yeah. That's going to happen. It's taken. Right or wrong, Josh? Anything else? You're not going to answer my question? You have no answer to my question. Why won't you report about the good stuff?
I've answered your question.
All you're saying is only talk about court. Why don't you guys ever talk about the positive things that I'm doing instead of just the negative? Why? Do you culturally want it to look like a black man that's independent is doing bad? Is that why?
I write stories.
Why would anyone believe the Daily News? Nothing you say is credible. You only talk about things that you think are going to sell papers. So yeah, people buy into negativity, but why wouldn't you talk about the positive aspect to this whole situation? That a person under scrutiny can still do business and still employ people. And I can pay everybody else's bills, but y'all just want to talk about the ones that aren't paid to mine that y'all think. The same exact tax bullshit for 5 years. Get a new story. All I care about is how good I look later.
It's no secret that Dame Dash will always be thought of as someone who was once directly connected to Jay-Z, who famously said, "I'm a business man, not a businessman." Dame has been present in many rooms where everyone didn't look like him, and has continued to make huge financial moves throughout his whole career. In 2019, he was on the Business Outlaws podcast, amongst people who were also financially successful in a different way. In this clip, Dame lets Michael, Big Mike Stromitis, a literal billionaire, know how he feels about money guys, and they're on the same page. But we think Dame is so focused on getting his point across that he doesn't even realize it.
You know, I get all that direct-to-consumer stuff, but you know what I found out about the guys, the money guys?
The money guys.
No.
They have no soul.
Listen. No, you can say that. It's cool.
I just said it.
And
I was around the money guys. This is what money guys
No, hang on.
I'll tell you what money
They
guys
also
do.
control the internet and you direct-to-consumer. They have a massive
money guys,
influence.
bro.
You have no idea, my friend.
I mean, they have an influence if you play their game. If you want to be in their industry, yeah. You want to be a slave to the rhythm, yeah. But that's the. It's too many different kinds of independent
Hey, I've been a
ways.
slave to no one so far.
You said you made your money with no loans, with no corporate.
That's correct.
So why would you start after that?
I haven't, but I can realize.
Why would you
at
believe
some
in the money?
point-
You didn't
at
believe in
some
them
point-
before. Now you got $1 billion.
No,
You do.
no. Listen,
Money guys only
some-
believe in other money guys when they get money.
Listen.
True.
It's easy to say that now that you got $1 billion, bro. Say that when you don't.
I did. I
Wasn't
did for a
that
long
long
time.
ago?
I did.
You said you did it
Yeah.
on your own.
I did. So far,
All
I
right,
haven't
then,
taken
so
a
do I-
dime.
so now that you have $1 billion, you like the money guys?
Hang on.
You got money. You're
There's
the money guy.
There's there's different.
You're a billionaire, bro. You can't say
there's
that.
different levels of money guys.
I'm out
Let
there
me tell
fighting
you.
every day, bro. I'm telling you.
Listen, I've seen it. I've been part of it, and
You can't trust the
there's
money. Okay, let me ask you this.
Right.
Can you trust the money guys?
No, but
Okay, let me ask you a question.
my lawyers,
Let me ask you,
the
fuck
contracts
lawyers.
that I write
Lawyers.
are fucking awesome.
You write them, right?
Yeah,
Right?
hell
Are you
yeah.
a lawyer?
And my with my team of lawyers, with
But
my
you-
CFO,
come
with my
on.
team.
The
I
lawyers
absolutely.
should die. I hate lawyers, bro.
Ah, boy, here we go.
Listen,
They're the ones
listen.
that everything up.
Listen,
lawyers
I agree with you.
and money guys
Lawyers
are f***ing the whole
lawyers
world
are
up.
billable hours.
Okay, let me
and
ask
they
you a
take
question.
it, but
Do
they
you-
got-
let me
they
ask you a
got it right.
question.
There's a
Let me
system
ask you
here.
one question.
Sure.
This is an honest question.
Yeah.
Do you trust money guys?
Most of them know, some yes.
Come on, bro.
Listen,
I don't think that's
listen. I honest to God, most of them are.
Every,
you're right.
every
like the
money guy
vast
I know
majority
is a
are
piece of
absolutely.
dog.
Not the question.
They don't give a about anything but themselves and money. They'll do anything for the dollar.
A lot of them
Anything.
will.
James.
You're
They don't
correct.
care about
I
culture
agree with
at
you
all.
there. I
You know
agree.
what they do?
And
they,
I agree
they
with
wait
you.
for you to get in
I agree
distress.
with you.
This is what they do. They wait for an independent businessman to get in distress.
No
then they f***ing leverage them.
You know-
They f***ing liquidate them.
Yeah.
And then they license them.
And you know
then
what
they
I
don't give a
love?
f- about them.
I like when I see.
And that's why I say I don't do that.
I'd love to.
I don't like money
I
guys.
love to see guys.
Money guys.
Have you ever seen the money guys
Pause.
fight amongst each other and
All day.
leverage
They
each
don't give a
other?
f-
Oh, they
They
each other
stab
all
each
day
other
long.
all
I
day.
know that.
That's why I can't do that business.
I understand it, but there are a few good
That's
ones.
what's f***ing the world up. They
I
don't
know.
care about culture. They care about money before
I agree
culture.
with you.
It's about
100%.
love. It's about being decent.
Yes.
It's about having a good quality
Right.
of living. It's not anything for the deal. That's the problem. There's no motherfucking humanity anymore. That shit is nerdy. That care about money can't get no girls without money. The guys that love culture get girls regardless.
Dame goes on to name drop to show he's put in the work in a different lane than Big Mike did, and that even though their paths were different, they still produced results. Dame took Big Mike's comments as diminishing his work, which is open to interpretation, but due to context and obvious differences, it could go either way.
Now, it's my own personal goal.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you gauge your success by how much love you have or how much money?
How much love I have. You know what the
I-
difference between you and I is?
What?
I have a
got
lot of
billion.
disdain for those same guys that you do.
Yeah.
Except I'm fighting them all the way to the
Controlling them.
But the difference
Okay.
between me and you is instead of
You
fighting
chose-
them, I'm taking my daughter to the cupcake shop.
I got that.
I'd rather do that.
I got that.
I gotta do that.
There's
And I agree.
nothing wrong with
and I
that.
agree with you. You're 100% correct.
I gotta have the puppies.
But for me,
I
this
got
is my journey
girl.
and what I'm going to
I'm
do.
not judging you, bro. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you me. I'm not saying like that. I'm saying that's what that's the difference. Like,
And I represent our community. I'm the only
So do
guy
I. Hey, bro,
that does represent our community
bro, I
in
represent
the big
my
world.
community.
And I'm
I
talking
represent my
canvas.
community.
Yeah,
bro,
you did.
someone I
We're the
raised right
same.
now is sitting in the president right now. I raised him.
Take on
Right.
those guys.
What
Take
do you
them
think?
on, man. I
raised
want to
them all
see you take
do.
them on like
What
I
you
am.
talking about? I'm not. I just
Like
made a book
the
about
big
it.
guys, the
What do you
big
mean?
guys,
How
the
am I not?
culture
Listen,
virtue.
it's easy to say that when you have a billion. I take
No,
them
it's
down without the
not.
billion.
It's hard.
Did you yell at him when you before you had the billion?
All the
You said
time.
be friends with him.
I did no.
You said be friends with him.
Listen, I respect them.
You
and
said be
I
friends with
listen.
him. You said
no.
you had more success being friends with him. That's how you got in the
Oh,
door.
oh, no,
I
yes.
fight him f***ing head on.
Right.
I make books. I call their f***ing names
know.
out. Leor Cohen, Charlie Walk. I've calling out Harvey Weinstein 10 years ago, bro. And making
good.
movies at the same time.
And that's honorable,
I did
and
it
you
on my
should
own.
do it.
I funded Lee Daniels.
Damn
I
right.
really walk it like I talk it. I put Jay-Z on, Kevin Hart on, Lee Daniels on, Rachel Roy on, everybody in my culture that's doing it I put on. The person that's sitting with the president right now, I put on. Whether he's saying doing it right or wrong, we all have a voice. I gave the culture a voice, and I still fight for it, and I made him rich. Don't tell me what to do. You go Google me before you talk to me about that. Then you should know better.
Listen.
I walk it like I talk it.
We're coming from the same thing. I'm only explaining my point of view.
I'm just
You
telling
have yours.
I'm telling mine.
I understand yours is very passionate.
It's not passionate.
So
I
is
walk it
mine.
like I talk it.
But I do mine differently. But the end result is
opinion.
exactly the same.
Dame Dash gives advice. While we have been focusing on argumentative moments from Dame, the fact remains that he became known as a successful entrepreneur with multiple streams of income, and that alone qualifies him to spread his knowledge and tools of success with others. He backs up his perspectives by referring to his children, who put his advice into practice.
Me, Biggs, and Jay put way more money up into Def Jam. Into Roc-A-Fella than Def Jam. All they did was collect our money. What you mean? Why you think Def Jam, first of all, when we were with Def Jam, they were bought by Universal. How you gonna call how you gonna think someone that's bought by someone could be someone's boss? That's my point. You have to understand what you're doing in business because you got to do what's best for your kids. What's best for your kids is to put your money into something, distress, go through all of it. So when your child becomes a man, he doesn't have to work for nobody.
Right, well, that's the whole
You can
thing.
just pass it to him.
Now you talk about
So if you're going to work 20 years in a business or 15 years in a business every day over and over again, and your son can't work here whenever he feel like it, you clowning him.
I don't want him to work
But that's
here.
me. I'm not saying you, if you owned it. Wait a second.
I'm here because I
Time
enjoy it.
out.
I don't need a check
That's
here.
stupid. You should
That's
be
like Murder Mook.
time
He
out.
rap because he enjoy it, not because he want a check.
You're wrong.
I'm here because
I
I
like
enjoy
the check.
it.
Wait, time out.
I'm here because I
Time
enjoy it.
out.
I don't need a
You're
check.
lying.
No, I'm serious. I don't need a
Before
check.
you lose your control,
No,
just
you say
stay
you do your
focused.
like you say, do your
So
homework.
here, listen
Do
to
your
me.
homework. I'm
So
working because I enjoy
why don't you
it.
listen?
I'm working for free.
Who could work? Would you ever enjoy being a slave?
It's not a slave. This is what I enjoy.
I don't think this is
enjoy
slavery,
DJing.
Dave.
Do you have
I
to come to
enjoy
work today?
producers.
Do you have a
I enjoy
choice? Do you have to ask somebody
to
when
do
you have to?
anything.
Yes,
I
you do.
don't. I don't.
Or
I
you're
honestly
fired.
don't.
Can somebody tell you you're
I
fired?
honestly don't.
Can somebody tell you you're fired? Yes or no?
And be good.
Can another man say you're fired?
Absolutely.
No one can tell me that. And that's priceless to me.
But I'm here because I
don't
enjoy
care.
it.
You enjoy
If I
having a man
enjoy
be
it,
able
I
to tell
work
you
here
you're
as long as I
fired.
want.
But
You
I don't
enjoy.
need
Okay,
the
let me
check.
ask you a
I'm not here for
question.
the
So
check.
you're being selfish.
I'm not
Do
here
you
for the
think
check.
your son enjoys you calling somebody else a boss? Don't you think your son would rather wake up with you and you can pick him up from school instead of having to do a 9 to 5?
I pick
Don't you
myself every
think?
day.
Yeah, all right, but don't
I
you
pick
have to
myself
wake up
every
at
day.
4 in the morning? Don't you think your son would love if his name was up there, Dash, or whatever your last name is instead of somebody else's?
It's
My
Casey.
pride is
My
in
son
my
has a
children.
bunch
But
of-
Dave,
Like, look what
what
I'm
if
doing
it's
right
bad?
now. Look at my son. I taught my son never to have a boss. He's 23. He owns a restaurant. He has cookies. He has equity. He busts his ass so he can pass it on to his son. If that's not what you hustlers for, you're selfish. You keep saying I'm worried about my kids. You worried about you.
My kids are good.
How they
My
good? Your
are
kids
good.
aren't gonna be
I have
kids.
enough
I
investments
feel like
where
I'm in
my
the
kids
Def
don't
Jam
have to work,
boardroom
my
and
nigga.
backstage.
They kids, they're not supposed to work. I'm saying when they men, you're supposed to pass them
They're not
something.
worried about a
You
bill.
working for another
They're
man.
They're worried about their,
See, to me,
they're
this is
worried about
retarded.
their basketball.
See,
Can we
this
ask
is
some
a con-
questions? I feel like I'm in Def Jam's boardroom. This is not backstage. Everybody cool out for a second. But Dan, I'm gonna ask you
Can I
this
have a
question.
cookie,
You're a
though?
businessman.
Absolutely.
What's wrong with taking the money from here and investing it into other stuff that we own?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Thank you.
Everybody
Me-
eat a cookie,
Listen.
cool out for a second.
I'm not mad. The mentality is this. It's frustrating because you're on the radio and this message is crazy to me. Y'all keep telling me, every time I hear me not being honorable in business, it's from a radio show where men talk about men. It's never been from that man telling me in my face he has an issue with me. It's not a claim. It's never been no social media. How can a man say social media with a straight face? Men don't listen to social media. No, men don't listen to social media. A real man doesn't listen to a rumor.
And Twitter. That's why
Let me ask you a question.
What about
Real calm. Real
That's why
calm.
we asking for
Real
confirm or
calm.
deny.
Real calm.
Go ahead.
Does a real man listen to what another man says about another man? Yes or no?
I mean, you listen. It's up to you to take it in.
All right then. So you have no questions to ask me. I don't give a
But this is the radio business.
I don't give a about the radio business.
Fans, you're an artist.
I don't give a about nothing.
Y'all want to box or something?
He doesn't want to do that. That's not what he wants to do. You're saying because you enjoy music or being a DJ, you enjoy having a boss. If you enjoy being a DJ, just why don't you own your own radio station and then DJ for your own radio station so your son can just get on anytime he wants? That's all I'm saying.
But it's steps to it, though.
No, there's no steps to it because I do it. See, you enjoy the safety and the security of a job every day. But there's no pride in that to me. My son takes pride. My kids take pride in the fact that I have Dash Motors. And because I have that, My son said, I'm not going to ever have a boss. His mentality is different. It's just about changing mentality.
Now, let me ask you a question. There's millions of people out there that don't have that opportunity and
all have the opportunity.
A boss every day. So you basically saying because they have a boss, there's no pride in it?
I think because people on the radio tell people it's okay to have a boss, they don't understand that they can have more. And because of the direct-to-consumer relationship, the internet, there's no excuse. So when I make a movie like Losada's, I don't have to ask if I could put Daniel in a movie. I just do it. I had to ask if I could put, hold on. I had to ask if I could put Cameron
and paid it full. Okay.
I don't have to ask no more. You understand? There's pride in that. There's just a pride you should have in ownership.
So how do you get to that platform? How do you get to the platform?
By putting your own money up and investing in yourself. That's it. You flip. And getting a good woman and stop trusting dudes and stop worrying about other people's pockets and what other people have and what other people can do for you. And 9-to-5s aren't good because you hustling for a weekend. But when you do something that's for yourself and your family, it never feels like work. I hustle for my last name. I don't hustle for my first. The Dash name, when my grandfather died, he looked at me and he knew that Dash is always going to be there, at least for the next couple of generations, either through me, my son, or my son's son. It's a mentality. I want to have generations of this. What if your kids aren't as strong as you? Mm-hmm. What if your kids aren't as strong as you? Then what?
But that's the reason why we set up the platform so they don't have to do anything.
You have a boss.
But you know what else is interesting, Dave?
You have a boss. How can a man say he has a boss and be proud?
Well, let's hear what Murder Mook has to say.
Hold on 1 second.
When speaking on Vlad TV, he talked about the dangers of 360 deals in the music industry.
At the time that you were heavily involved in the music industry, there's no such thing as 360 deals. But right now, 360 deals are more common. Do you think that there's something inherently wrong with 360 deals?
100%. They're giving away what usually happens is when you sign a record deal, because it's corporate money, they spend a lot of money and a lot of people get paid and you don't really have too much margin, but everybody gets paid, but the artist. And the artist is cool with that because that's the commercial for them to go make their money selling their merch, which is their t-shirts, and make their money from their show. Now, I own your ass on the road and your clothes, and also every time you make money from endorsements. So you actually telling someone to give up their whole entire behind. And they shouldn't. And I've watched them trick people into thinking that after they built their foundation and they have their show and all the exposure is done, that they need them to go to the next level and then have them sell their whole entire behind away. 360, whole 360 degrees of your ass, pause, away, just because of a trick. And now you got to ask a person, or you have to say things like the label lets me do this and that. Like when you say, somebody can never say, an artist is signed to me. That doesn't sound correct to me. I have partnerships with people, which I've always done. I believe a man should always be able to be a man. Pause. So I do 50-50 ventures no matter what. I never do, I sign you, I own you. I don't do that. The mentality doesn't sound right. People accepting that doesn't sound right. People being proud of that doesn't sound right. It's aggravating. Maybe because I'm aware and no one else is, but if you look back at all these YouTube tapes, every single thing I was saying 10 years ago, I'm saying it now. But just everyone thought I was crazy 10 years ago. So I'm not crazy now? My message is consistent. I walk it like I talk it. Pause. I'm not saying I agree with Fidel, but I pulled a Cuba like I'm not messing with nobody. My whole thing is vertical, and I have a whole television network that reflects that, and you can see everything I've been doing while I've been slave broke. And slave broke is when someone that has a job considers you broke because you don't have any liquid because all your money's in your businesses and your real estate and you got cash flow and independence. That's like a slave's fear. He's like, that's broke. But I'm independent rich, period. So I could be slave broke. I'll be slave broke all day. Anyone that says I'm broke, I am broke. I'm slave broke. But I feel indie rich. You know, I'm living a good life and I get to take care of my kids. And that's, to me, all that counts. Indie rich is what I want. Slave broke is whack.
In this clip, he continues to talk about how in order to make it in your music career pursuit, you have to start out doing everything until you reach the level where you can pay someone to do it for you. Naturally, this advice can apply to anything someone is pursuing.
So what would you say to the artist or the business person that's like, I just want to create the art. I just want to have the idea. I don't want to be the marketer. I don't want to be the sales guy. And I don't want to manage the business. I just want to be the artiste. I just want to be the celebrity.
I say it every day, but it's not a realistic thing. So, you know, you have to get a team, but these things you have to do first. No one's gonna work harder for you than you work for yourself, period. And I'm not working harder for anybody than they work for themselves, unless I'm trying to rob them, and I'm not trying to rob them. So you have to deal with the things you don't like. Just because you don't want to doesn't mean that you have that luxury until you have that luxury. You can't do that. If you have a dream, you have to do every single thing it takes. When I was putting Jay-Z out first, when we first put Jay-Z out, I had to jump on that stage with him because the show was whack. Because he had no hit record. So I had to do every single thing. I had to be the hype man. I had to be the man. I had to go collect the money. I had to go make the deals. I had to go find the distribution. You got to be built for this. You know what I would say? Pull your skirt up. That's what I would say. You know, this ain't for what you want. Stop being so spoiled and entitled. You don't have that option. Life is a test. Your test is to do the things you don't like. That's what the test is. No one's going to give you anything, and I'm not your father or your mother. What I'm saying is stop complaining. Pull your skirt up.
In an interview from 2024 on his YouTube channel, American New Network, which is also his own platform, Dame speaks on the current state of the industry and how the techniques of people active in it go against his own mindset.
I think because my story and me being so adamant about not working with certain people for certain reasons and people celebrating me looking as if I'm struggling and not doing as well as my other peers. The fact that everyone can see that because you can stand on your ding, never compromise, never look the other way. Sometimes it's better to take the slower course because even though, you know, those 10 to 20 years could look like the best years, the next 30 could be the worst. So bad that it's just not worth it. You'd rather erase all the good stuff that was fun just to enjoy the simple things, you know? So yeah, that's why these things, people have to sort of step up and say something because people are questioning people's legacies, you know? But I'm fighting for mine. I've always had to create a business model that navigated through these murky waters. And now these waters may not be so murky and it might make things a little easier for me, but I'm prepared. So I have my own network. This is why I make my own liquor. This is why we have our own education. I don't trust anything that anyone's giving me that I don't know, pause, period. But like I said, I'm not even gonna call it gay gang, I'm gonna call it pause gangster. The pause gangster is crazy. And I'm just like I'm almost thankful to Jay for not even trying to tell me to be a part of any of his funny circle if these things are true. Like I gotta say thank you to him for sparing me this dark shit that's going on. Because again, I don't care what's happened in the last 30 years or who's up or whatever. All I know is about now and what the future looks like. And my now is great and my future looks beautiful because I walked away from certain things just because morally I thought they were wrong. I never thought these conspiracies would ever come to light or even be real, but now I'm questioning everything. So the answer to that question is the books are closed. The circle gotta stay tight, pause. And I'm glad I made the decisions I made.
Dame Dash will always be an important figure in hip-hop culture. While his current financial situation is ongoing, it can't be denied that he did put in a lot of work to get to the point he reached. Based on the clips we've shown, you can draw your own conclusions about his mindset and success. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to check out these others if you want to see more like this. Help us out by liking, sharing, and commenting, and subscribe for more content like this every week. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.